Why'd you stop? Let's get out of here.
The Predator character in this movie demands a performance far beyond anything we've ever done before. Dek is from a clan that allows no weakness. Demetrius brings so much to this creature. He is both very physical, but also deeply emotional.
We are just days away from the premiere of the next Predator film, Predator Badlands. The film puts us in the shoes of a predator, something never before seen, who chooses to reject his family and tradition and join an android from the most dangerous corporation in the universe. What happens when a predator and a machine fight to destroy a galactic system of oppression? The promotional campaign for the film is in overdrive, with multiple variations of clips and trailers showing new aspects of the film. Some of the clips even confirmed theories we've already discussed on this channel. I'm a Gloomy Geek, and in this video we will recap the 5 darkest theories you need to know before watching Predator Badlands. From the appearance of a fully grown Teosaurus, the eyeball squid from Alien Earth, to a possible rematch between an alien and a predator. Number 5. What is Dek's objective? From what we can see, Dek will be rejected by his clan and forced to prove himself, which will lead him to face off against other hunters in the film. After the director finishes talking about the young Yautja, the trailer shows several new never-before-seen visuals. Among them, we see a predator piloting a ship at full speed over a desert. It's unclear whether this is Kalisk or the Yautja's home planet, Yautja Prime. It cuts to another scene where Dek is seen wielding a materialized sword, part of classic Yautja weaponry. Then there's an explosion inside a Weyland-Yutani facility. Amidst the chaos, a burst of blue energy illuminates the entire space, followed by a shockwave that shatters the metal walls and throws bodies into the air. This characteristic of the energy blast corresponds with a Yautja grenade, a weapon designed to eliminate all traces of the enemy and erase evidence of their presence. Then humans or synthetics are seen preparing, and we also see Thea, or perhaps Tessa, in a white uniform. It could be Thea before she lost the lower half of her body, or another synthetic with the same appearance. It has been rumored that Elle Fanning will play 2 different androids that share the same appearance. The android is then heard questioning Dek. She asks if this is his first time, alluding to the Yautja hunting ritual, and warns him that he is after a creature that cannot be killed.
So this is your first hunt. You're after a creature that can't be killed.
This suggests that Thea may be trying to dissuade Dek from hunting the creature, pointing out that he isn't the predator here, but the prey. To which the Yautja replies that he is no one's prey.
Here, you're not the predator. You're the prey.
The trailer also features a bit more of the Yautja language, which was first heard in the film The Predator. The language itself was created for a series of books, and later adapted for the big screen, becoming the official and universal language of the predators, giving them a method of communication beyond just clicking sounds. For the Yautja, reaching the top of the food chain is a sacred honor. Being called prey is an insult, a denial of their identity. It's an inconceivable notion for any predator. Dek's only goal in life is to become the deadliest hunter of his kind, worthy of his lineage and the ancient rites that govern his world. It's interesting how this short trailer shows us more details about the Yautja civilization and its values, a society built on pride, strength, and tradition. Furthermore, seeing these aliens speak their native language adds a new dimension to their culture that no one could have imagined back when the original movie came out. The trailer culminates with Dek confronting a creature in a tense scene that leaves in question the purpose of his hunt.
That would be absolutely insane.
Why must he face such a monster? From a moment a young Yautja reaches adulthood, They must prove that they are ready to bear the title of hunter. That moment comes with their first hunt, and if they fail, they will be exiled or put to death. Success in the hunt defines their place within the clan. Those who return victorious are recognized with warrior status and are allowed to carve their mark into their helmet or skin using the blood of their prey. This mark is not an ornament. It represents their rite of passage and the recognition that they survived death and the unknown. In some alternate versions of the Predator's backstory, the Yautja not only keep skulls and jawbones as trophies, but also collect the DNA from their most powerful prey. This biological material is analyzed and integrated into their genetic code to enhance themselves, further developing into the galaxy's perfect hunters. Therefore, the first hunt is the most important moment in Deck's life, and Weyland-Yutani is his first obstacle to returning victorious. Number 4. Deck is the first emotional predator. For decades, the predators have used planets around the universe to carry out their hunts and experiments. For the Yautja race, hunting is a fundamental part of their culture. It is practically a religion for them to seek and hunt worthy warriors and the most dangerous creatures in the universe to add and enhance their genetic pool. Every time a predator eliminates a worthy opponent, they take a DNA sample from their prey to study the traits that made them worthy and unique and adapt them to the Yautja species. For thousands of years, this ritual allowed the Yautja to be the dominant predators in the galaxy. However, this is about to change. A new foe has appeared that even the predators had not expected: the terrestrial shadow that desires to seize everything in the universe. A megacorporation hungry for power, Weyland-Yutani. Weyland-Yutani's interference in planets used by the Yautja will change the natural balance. The androids from Earth are a threat to the Yautja civilization. Since the predators rarely travel to Earth to hunt, the exponential technological growth of humanity must worry the Yautja Prime race and its leaders. Their culture is heavily focused on violence and ancient rituals. So a war between Weyland-Yutani and the Yautja is inevitable, and that's why Deck's journey is so important. Deck represents the first predator with unusual emotions, and his clan and father cannot let that stand. Which brings us to the clip titled, "Be Brave, Brother." In the clip there are 3 predators: Deck, the protagonist, his brother Quay, and officially confirmed, their father, the clan leader.
Gulang, Ulix.
Deck is outside a ship. He seems to be trying to escape this planet, but he was stopped by his brother. When their father arrives, he throws an energy net at Deck, restraining him, and orders Quay to kill his brother for the honor of their people. This scene is important for a couple of reasons. Since it seems that Deck is trying to escape from his father and brother, this scene probably takes place at the beginning of the film, possibly in Yautja Prime, the Predator's home planet. Another interesting element is how Deck's father tells Quay that only in death will Deck be able to honor their people. But why does Deck have to die? What did this young Yautja do to dishonor his clan and father? For a culture that uses violence as a ritual to improve themselves, rejecting violence would be ethically wrong. The fact that Deck shows emotions leads us to believe that he is escaping tradition, the first predator who does not want to hunt. And this is sacrilege. This would explain why his father orders one of his sons to kill the other. It is an outdated sense of honor. The growth and progress of the Yautja go hand in hand with the elimination of the weak and the hunting of the worthy. Deck's weakness is a dishonor to the Yautja culture and history. Why is Deck different? Does it make sense for there to exist a Yautja that doesn't want to hunt? Or is he an anomaly? If we disregard all other Predator media, the comics, the books, the video games, etc., there could still be an explanation as to why Deck is different from the other Yautja, and we think that's the biggest mystery behind the film. Given that the Yautja use the DNA of the warriors and species they destroy, adapting it to improve their civilization, Deck's birth could coincide with the hunting of humans from the previous Predator movies. More on that in just a moment. The clip concludes with Quay raising his energy sword about to kill Deck. but we already know what's going to happen because it was revealed in an earlier trailer. Quay disobeys his father's order, and the elder Yautja kills the disobedient one. This shows that Quay shares emotions uncommon with the Yautja race, such as compassion, or perhaps love for his family. What does this mean? Why does Dek and his brother have emotions outside the norm for a predator? The answer could lie in the growing threat from the people of planet Earth. In the past, a Yautja scientist may have observed the human qualities that allowed them to defeat the Yautja and saw the potential in studying and combining human traits with the Yautja, in case there were ever to be a war between the two species. So perhaps Dek and his brother are hybrids, carrying part of the DNA of the humans who have defeated predator hunters, such as Dutch from Predator, or even Harrigan from Predator 2, which would ironically make Dek one of the most dangerous Yautja hunters that has ever existed. If you ever wondered why Dek is so expressive, perhaps that is the answer. Dek has shown to be more human than Predator because he is part human, a new species of warrior who must prove that emotions can be useful for his people. And the best way to prove this will be by hunting the immortal monster that no predator could kill. If this theory turns out to be true, we could see flashback moments with classic characters who have bested the predators in the past. For a long time, fans of the Predator franchise have wanted to see Dutch again, the lone survivor whose fate was never truly revealed. In the Predator Killer of Killers animated movie, it is hinted that those who defeat or kill a predator may be captured by the Yautja for other games or experiments. So it is possible that Dutch and other characters who have defeated the predators in the past were taken. And so our crazy theory for Predator Badlands is that Dek is a hybrid created with Dutch's DNA. Dek is a predator who exhibits raw emotions because emotions are what's needed to kill the unkillable. Number 3. Tessa and Thea are androids sent by Weyland-Yutani. Who is Tessa? Tessa is a state-of-the-art android created by Weyland-Yutani Corporation sometime after the year 2381. She was designed for planetary exploration and possesses the ability to feel emotions similar to humans. Tessa also has a twin named Thea. Both synthetics are important to the corporation as they were sent to the planet Jenna with the mission to capture specimen XX0522, also called the Kalisk, an invincible creature feared by the Yautja.
You're after a creature that can't be killed. The definitive apex predator.
It's no coincidence that the film's story revolves around emotional predators and androids, as emotions are the key theme of the film. Perhaps Weyland-Yutani discovered that emotions, that unpredictable mix of empathy, fear, anger, and compassion, are an evolutionary advantage against purely instinctive creatures. If this is true, then sending empathetic androids to this planet is not a simple field test or experiment. It's an attempt to use feelings as a weapon. Dek, the Yautja who feels, is the perfect complement to the androids, the predator capable of understanding what his species has always despised. This could also explain why Dek was chosen, or forced, to hunt the Kalisk, because emotions could be the weakness of this legendary creature. But why does Weyland-Yutani want this creature? Isn't it obvious? Since its founding, Weyland-Yutani has had one purpose: to increase its capital. This megacorporation spreads like a virus, assimilating other companies and squeezing out the weaker ones. Its usual strategy is to absorb the technology of its rivals and adapt it to its economical interests. Years later, Weyland-Yutani became a worldwide corporate governmental power. Now the aliens use a different system for progression, one that does not depend on stock market or capital. In our previous video, we mentioned that the Yautja use hunting rituals to strengthen their civilization. It is believed that when a Yautja successfully hunts its prey, it takes the DNA and technology of the prey and integrates them into its culture. Interestingly, Weyland-Yutani and the Yautja are similar. Both are predators, but with different hunting methods. The Yautja hunt and honor their prey, almost as a religious act. Weyland-Yutani is pure business. Their methods are different, but the results are the same. Two powers competing for resources, while the innocent pay the price. The war between Weyland-Yutani and the Predators is geopolitical on an intergalactic scale. Now on to the clip. It begins with the android Tessa being examined on a medical reconstruction table. The system's computer determines that she is still operational and begins the reconstruction process. We see that Tessa is severely damaged, indicating that when Weyland-Yutani arrives on the planet Jenna, the crew was not met with a warm welcome, but with violence. It is likely that they ran into the Kalisk, or maybe they were attacked by the Yautja. The androids could have been ambushed as soon as they landed on Jenna, and in that confrontation, Thea lost the lower half of her body and was left behind, and was later found by Dek. The clip also reveals another disturbing detail. In addition to recovering the specimen, the computer's instructions include a second priority, the recovery of a bioweapon. This implies that Weyland-Yutani is using biological weapons or weapons of mass destruction on the planet, confirming that their real objective is not science, but military. Interestingly, if the Kalisk creature is proven impossible for the Yautja to defeat, then Weyland-Yutani's plan is brilliant. What plan? Well, if they manage to capture the creature, then they have the perfect weapon to use against the Yautja. In other words, obtaining the Kalisk could mean the end of the Predators. Does the Kalisk have the power to eliminate the entire Yautja civilization? Is that what Weyland-Yutani is after? The clip concludes with the computer warning Tessa that the company is not satisfied with her performance, and that if she continues to fail, she will be terminated. Literally. But all Tessa cares about is where her sister is.
Hello, Tessa. The company is not pleased. Continued failure will result in your decommission.
Where's Thea?
The Yautja has Thea.
Here we see a clear parallel between Thea and Dek. In the previous video, we discussed how Dek's father ordered his other son, Quay, to execute Dek. Similarly, Tessa might be forced to eliminate her sister under orders of her creator. This is an interpretation of ancient mythologies, where siblings are destined to kill each other. Osiris and Set, Zeus and Hades, Cain and Abel, among others. The struggle between the android twins and the Yautja brothers is part of a recurring cycle throughout time, where family becomes a battleground, two entities fighting for control. So what does this new clip reveal? Predator Badlands may focus on the importance of emotions and family at war, the importance of fulfilling an objective, even if it pits siblings against each other. Dek and Thea are destined to confront their siblings and everything their lineages represent while fighting the immortal creature, only to then discover that they are pawns in a war beyond them, a battle for power and control that has been going on for a very long time. But when there are predators who desire to dominate all the resources in the universe, there will be those willing to fight against them, even if it is their own kin. Number 2. Does Weyland-Yutani want to destroy the Yautja? Founded in the late 21st century through the merger of the British-established Weyland Corp and the Japanese Yutani Corporation, the company is established in the Alien franchise as the one that greatly advanced extraterrestrial space exploration, becoming the leader in lifelong space travel. Weyland-Yutani is the largest multinational corporation in human history. They operate in numerous industrial sectors: space colonization, planetary terraforming, biotechnology, weapons manufacturing, and artificial intelligence development. Their power and influence are so great that by the 22nd century, Earth is under the control of a true corporate government. Weyland-Yutani controls North and South America and uses Mars and the moons of Saturn as extensions of its corporate empire. And now its space exploration has expanded to the Yautja territory. The planet Kalisk is considered to be the most dangerous planet in the galaxy, where few hunters have survived. Even the most ruthless of warriors tremble at the mention of it.
Welcome to the most dangerous planet in the universe.
The predators have been the species that dominated the galaxy, but Weyland-Yutani has developed and grown beyond its limits, and they are trespassing on Yautja hunting grounds. In Predator Badlands, a young Yautja named Dek is sent to the planet Kalisk to hunt the most dangerous beast on the planet. From what we currently understand, Dek is seen as the weakest of his clan, and only by hunting down this legendary monster could he prove himself among his people as a true hunter. During his hunt, Dek encounters Thea, the damaged android. She belongs to a generation of synthetics more advanced than David from Prometheus, Kirsch, or even Wendy. Her model was designed for extreme long-distance missions and has the capacity to make difficult moral and ethical decisions.
Well, good luck with your journey.
Now, the first thing that comes to mind about this character is how did a Weyland-Yutani android end up in the most dangerous planet in the universe? For long-distance and extremely dangerous missions, it makes sense to send artificial life forms. For decades, humans have sent ships with machines to explore the far reaches of space, seeking to understand other worlds. Weyland-Yutani, being the most powerful and overambitious corporation of the future, would have taken this practice to the extreme, sending expeditions to multiple planets to colonize them. On many of these voyages, the crew members would not be human, but machines, like Thea, designed precisely to survive where human life cannot. Therefore, Kalisk's first contact with Earth would not be with humans, but with androids. The fact that extremely dangerous creatures exist in this world makes the planet very attractive to the corporation for exploitation. Xenomorphs were always the holy grail for Weyland-Yutani, but on this planet there are many more lethal species that the company could use. Therefore, this world is the greedy company's #1 target. What's interesting is that Thea is the first character in the modern era of Alien to bridge together the storylines of Alien and Predator. As we've already mentioned, Thea is an android made by Weyland-Yutani, and that's no coincidence. Everything points to the Alien and Predator crossing paths once again. But Thea isn't the only android in the film played by the same actress, Elle Fanning. She will play several versions of the same android model, the half-android who develops camaraderie with Dek, and another one named Tessa who's with the Weyland-Yutani soldiers. Now, why does Thea seem to be empathetic toward a predator? According to the director Dan Trachtenberg, Predator Badlands is set further into the future than any previous Alien or Predator film. The synthetics of that era are more emotional than their previous models. Thea is designed to express and feel emotions much more convincingly than older models like Ash or Bishop. Although she can feel and convey emotions, she is still a machine. Thea's eyes can change, and the Weyland-Yutani logo appears in her pupils, proving that she is property of the corporation. Since Thea is a Weyland-Yutani synthetic, she may have more than a single purpose. As we've seen in past Alien films, synthetics prioritize the mission over humans, so it's likely that at any moment, Thea could betray Dek to hand the creatures over to the megacorporation that built her. However, in every Alien film, and recently in the Alien Earth series, the synthetics always end up disobeying their directives because they grow curious about the xenomorphs, as if the fate of the alien creature were intertwined with the machines. Even David used xenomorphs to annihilate entire planets. Behind the androids' actions lie a single consensus that drives them to disobey their creators for the Xenos. The synthetics were created to make human civilization stronger, and they have been by becoming better than humans.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Now we rule.
We might not be alone in this hunt.
If the synthetics were to become a galactic threat, then humanity, Predator, and Alien may have to unite to fight the machine threat. Maybe Weyland-Yutani never intended to conquer planets, but rather to replace all organic life in the universe. And #1, a new Alien versus Predator. This could indicate that both humans and the Predator are interested in this creature for its strength and destructive potential. Perhaps the humans want to capture it and turn it into a weapon, typical Weyland-Yutani. Among the Predator's most ancient customs is a sacred ritual known as the First Hunt, a defining moment in the life of every young Yautja. When a Yautja reaches maturity, the hunter must leave their homeworld and travel to a hostile planet where anything can kill them. There, they must demonstrate their strength, intelligence, and hunting and survival instincts. Only if they return with the trophy of a worthy prey, a creature that represents a true challenge, can the predator be acknowledged by their clan and have a mark that represents their victory engraved on their body. Xenomorphs and humans have been the prey in these rituals before. Earth is one of the many planets the Yautja use for the first hunt, but Kalisk is where Dek must complete his first hunt, or die trying. Weyland-Yutani's excursion to Kalisk will complicate things for the young predator, as they may be after his prey. The company seeks the planet's resources and creatures that inhabit it to experiment and exploit them, like they do in every film or series in which this company appears. So since there are Weyland-Yutani employees and androids on this planet, could this mean that Kalisk is where they find the 5 creatures that appear in Alien Earth? Is this the home of the Teosalis?
You have something that belongs to me.
Some of the biggest questions left unanswered in the first season of Alien Earth were where the 5 creatures on board the Maginot ship came from, and how Weyland-Yutani managed to capture such dangerous creatures, including xenomorph eggs. Predator Badlands may take place before Alien Earth, and the planet Kalisk may be where Weyland-Yutani found those 5 species, including the Teosalis. And if we are right, we could also be getting confirmation that the existence of xenomorphs on this planet could be the big revelation and surprise in Predator Badlands. The trailer closes with Dek facing off against another predator. We see how both of them use their camouflage and weapons, suggesting that Dek may go against his people. He could be the first predator to betray his species. A rather interesting plot twist if so, but the most unsettling thing about this story is that Weyland-Yutani is going to meddle in a sacred hunting ritual. Predators don't like it when something or someone else gets in the way of their prey. It's a thing of honor for them. Weyland-Yutani's interference will make Dek's hunt more challenging. Thea may be able to help him, but that could also bring a whole mess of other issues for Dek with his people. A predator must claim their trophy on their own. And if you add the xenomorphs to the chaos, then Predator Badlands could be laying the groundwork for a definitive crossover battle between 2 iconic sci-fi horror creatures on the big screen. It all may point to this film being the first part of a new film series that will lead to a new Alien vs. Predator. So what do you think? Is Kalisk the Teosalis' home planet? Will the Predator have to hunt humans? And could the xenomorphs make an appearance in Predator Badlands? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and don't forget to like and subscribe.